to talk about something that you may not have thought of that will really improve your exit strategy and could increase the valuation of your business if you decide to sell it. And I'm Diane Prince. I sold my first staffing agency for $28 million to a public company, and I share tips and content to help you to do the same if that's what you want to do. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how this very overlooked aspect of your business can really improve your valuation when you go to exit. And it is team culture. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why, all the reasons why team culture helps you. And by the way, even if you're not planning on exiting, or if you're planning on exiting and you anything that you do that's going to help you to eventually prepare for an exit is going to help your business run smoothly. So whether or not an exit's in the picture, I recommend that you do these things because, look, even if you're not going to sell your business, you want to have an asset, I imagine, for yourself. So let's dive in. So first of all, with a strong culture, you're going to have a reduced resistance to change. Okay, so a culture that values adaptability is more likely to embrace the transition involved in an M&A that will lead to smoother integration and reduced disruption. And when buyers are doing diligence, they can tell if you have a tight culture. Okay. Also, you will have increased employee engagement. Part of an attractive exit, something that buyers are looking for, is team. Who are your key players and who's going to stay? Okay. So a positive culture fosters employee buy-in and commitment to the new organization, which will minimize potential losses of key talent during the transition. So, which is why I also emphasize communication. Okay. A culture that emphasizes clear communication and collaboration will better facilitate communication between teams and departments during an M&A process. Okay. So your strong culture can be a significant asset during a sales process. It will signal the company's ability to attract and retain talent, which is a key factor for buyers. Here's how to leverage your team culture for an M&A activity or a successful exit. So you want to assess and also communicate. Clearly articulate, put this in your pitch, clearly articulate the company's culture and values to potential buyers, okay? Highlight how your culture is contributing to your company's success. When I built my first company, sometimes I wondered why because I kind of built it like, I didn't really even think about this so much, but what I heard later is I heard someone describe it as you want to create your own drama in your business so that there's not all this other drama that people are creating. And what that meant to me was we really clearly articulated our vision and everybody knew their mission and where they were going on our team. So that really helped having that cohesive team, even during, if you know what an earnout is typically the part of your deal that is structured where you're going to get money on future revenue, on future success. And having a strong team really helped us with that because we openly communicated with our team. Nobody felt like the rug was pulled under them. And we tied everybody into our exit strategy. Normally people will say, and I agree, your exit, you only count on getting the money that you get up front. However, because we tied in our people and we had such a tight culture, they hit all of our, we were already kind of gone. They hit all of our targets. We also tied them in financially and incentivized them for the earnout. But you can ask me questions about that if you have more questions about how to incentivize your team to hit your earnouts. But let's talk more about culture. Okay, and a culture in the acquisition. So you want to develop a plan for how the company's cultural values will be maintained. Okay, I'm going to tell you a lot of times they don't. A lot of times it is kind of bullshit. And the acquiring business might say, we're going to maintain your culture. Usually there is a lot of that you have to let go. However, having that strong culture is going to make you more attractive, and it's going to be more likely that the transition will be easier for your team and that they're also going to have more trust in you in leading them through the acquisition. So not only does culture help to increase your value, but it will also help maximize the success of your exit and actually make sure that your exit happens. And just a quick note, if you're building with offshore teams, culture is also really important with remote and offshore teams. A lot of people kind of miss this when they think of company culture. The people that are domestic, the people even remote, but the people that are in like closer proximity. If you're US based, people tend to think about the company culture. The people that are in the geographic sphere, but culture in virtual teams is just as important. You want to establish a clear and direct communication, be reliable, show up for your team. Remember that culture starts from the top. That means it starts from you. So make sure this is a hidden value in or a hidden aspect to an acquisition that will make a huge difference. You can think about it like, you give somebody a present and it's kind of messy and you might not be great at wrapping, whatever, but when a present is presented in a beautiful wrapping, it's a beautiful presentation, that makes so much of a difference. And that's kind of similar, but culture runs deeper than that. But it's really similar. It's like a company might want to acquire you because of your profits, because of your product, because of your niche. And having that culture is icing on the cake. So don't ignore it. Build your culture. You're going to be so happy you did. I'm Diane Prince. Make sure you subscribe for more tips. Drop any questions or comments down below and let me know if you need any help building your company culture.